Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the woods, there was a group of friends who loved to explore the area around their homes. They often went on hikes and camping trips, looking for adventure and excitement. One day, they decided to explore a nearby abandoned mansion. As they walked through the overgrown garden towards the house, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. They shrugged it off as nerves and continued on their way. As they entered the mansion, they were struck by the eerie silence. It was as if the house was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The floors creaked under their feet, and cobwebs hung from the ceiling like ghostly curtains. Suddenly, they heard a noise. It was faint at first, but it grew louder and louder until it was a deafening roar. The friends turned to run, but the doors and windows had all shut themselves, trapping them inside. As they searched for a way out, they heard strange whispers and laughter coming from the walls. Shadows danced across the floor, and objects moved on their own. The friends were terrified, but they knew they had to keep moving. Finally, they found a door that led to a narrow staircase. They climbed it as quickly as they could, but the stairs seemed to go on forever. When they reached the top, they found themselves in a small attic room. In the center of the room, there was a strange object. It was a mirror, but it didn't reflect anything. Instead, it seemed to show them their deepest fears and nightmares. They saw monsters and ghosts, and they heard the screams of the damned. The friends realized that the mansion was haunted by the spirits of those who had died there. They had been trapped in the house for so long that they had become the very things that scared them the most. As the friends stared into the mirror, they felt a cold hand on their shoulders. They turned around to see the ghosts of the mansion, reaching out to claim them as their own. The friends screamed and ran towards the door, but it was locked tight. They were trapped with the ghosts forever, doomed to live out their worst nightmares for all eternity. And the mansion remained a dark and scary place, haunted by the things that scared us all. The friends huddled in the attic room, their hearts pounding with terror as the ghosts closed in on them. The room grew colder and darker, and the mirror glowed with an otherworldly light. As they watched in horror, the ghosts began to merge with the mirror, becoming trapped inside it forever. The friends felt a sense of relief wash over them, thinking they were finally safe. But the relief was short-lived. As they turned to leave the room, they realized that the horrors they had witnessed had driven them to the brink of insanity. Their minds had been shattered by the constant onslaught of fear, and they knew they could never escape the mansion. The friends became prisoners of their own minds, trapped in a never-ending cycle of terror and madness. They spent the rest of their days locked in the attic room, haunted by the ghosts and tormented by their own twisted thoughts. And so the mansion remained a dark and foreboding place, a monument to the power of fear and the horrors that it can unleash. The friends were gone, but their screams still echoed through the halls, a reminder of the terrible fate that had befallen them. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribe to be notified of freshly baked, frightfully generic stories.